Councillor Rollins. Next is Councillor Nason.
Speaker, July 2015. Here's a quote I'm going to read. Parents want the Winnipeg School Division to work in the best interests of their children, and we believe this report provides the division with the tools it needs to strengthen accountability and transparency. We expect the Winnipeg School Division to work diligently to act on the recommendations of the review. It was a review that was ordered by Dr. John Wiens of the University of Manitoba. And, I did a little Googling and found some commentary in the media, and it says, Wiens said in his review of the Winnipeg School Division governance released Tuesday that Education Minister James Allen should fire the entire board on New Year's Eve if the trustees have not cleared up their act, which he described as shameful and reckless dysfunction, a board that is out of control. I believe there might be some members that are familiar with the goings-on intimately. I am not one of them. But I'm also not an educator, and I'm not a former trustee as some of council are. But I am a parent with kids in the education system, one that's entering the public school stream. The other stream that one child was in was the funded independent. Still public school, but it was funded independent. And my one daughter remains in funded independent. I want to do what's best for our students, our future leaders, but I'm unclear why, if our previous mandate was to work closer with local school divisions, we could do that with a move to regions. I think we could do that. A big part of successful education is ensuring students and teachers have the resources they need to succeed and flourish. A restructuring of the system might be a way to streamline processes and reinvest money where it is desperately needed. Since this is a political debate, I do find it interesting that the challenges that I am speaking to, they were a problem when, as I said, some of my now council colleagues were actually the ones in charge and under an NDP government. But regardless of political stripe, Manitoba has for far too long been at the bottom in terms of rankings on national and international assessments. Even with significant changes to the education system, it's going to take years, if not a decade or more, to change this tide. The 2020 Conference Board of Canada reported on the state of education in Canada, and again, it was not favorable for Manitoba. A look at our own provincial assessment data for our kids in grades 3, 4, 7, and 8 demonstrates very little improvement in the percentage of students meeting expectations in reading and numeracy. The success or failure of an education system isn't solely measured by the performance on one or two assessments. We need to look more closely at the outstanding work that is happening every day in our classrooms. We have much to celebrate in Manitoba. This cannot be lost, but there's always room for improvement. Even top-performing provinces and countries on these national and international assessments will tell you that. We've got provinces like Alberta. The city of Calgary has 2 school boards. Their population is likely on par to Winnipeg as far as student population. They can manage it. Why can't we? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Nason. Councillor Gillingham.